I took the marriage registration form and submitted it to a clerk together with my fiancé, Carol. The clerk said, "Well, let me check it for you," and took it. While waiting, Carol walked to her family in a good mood. With her, I thought I could build a happy family. Just when I was thinking that, I heard worrisome words in the conversation between Carol and her family. "It took a long time. Once the marriage is official, he won't be able to escape from us easily." "I finally got my servant. I won't have to work now either." "Carol, you did really well. From now on, you can live luxuriously." "Yes, I want expensive bags." "I want golf clubs." "I'll even make him do all the housework. We can live gracefully from now on." I couldn't believe what I had just heard. What are these people talking about? As I froze in surprise, the clerk was opening her eyes wide. Apparently, she heard that, too. Maybe Carol and her family were so happy that they didn't realize they were talking louder than they thought. The clerk looked at me and whispered, "There's nothing wrong with the forms, but I'll give this back to you," and gently handed the marriage form back to me. I whispered, "Thank you so much," and put it in my bag. My name is Frank, a 30-year-old office worker. I studied really hard to get into a top high school and university. Then, I got a job at one of the most famous IT companies in the world, and I focused on doing well at my job. Then, I was promoted to section manager at the age of 30. The harder I worked, the more results I got, which is fun and fits my personality. But sometimes I feel lonely. It's been a long time since I had a girlfriend, and when I see my friends around me getting married or having babies and looking happy, I sometimes feel sad. I wonder if I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. "What are you thinking about, boss?" My coworker, Bella, talked to me. "Oh, hi Bella. Does it look like I'm thinking?" "You look like you were worried about something." "It's nothing. Thanks for worrying." "Really? I'm usually pretty good at noticing these things." "That's not good. Maybe I really should get a girlfriend." I asked a friend of mine for advice, and she held a home party for me. That's when I met Carol. Carol is the same age as me and works for an IT company too, so we had a lot to talk about. We started dating, and the relationship continued smoothly, and we got to know each other better and better. We continued to date steadily and gradually came to know each other deeply in various ways. She's very family-oriented, and I got to meet her family early on. I was often invited to her parents' house for dinner. "Frank, nice to meet you. I'm Carol's mom, Catherine." "I'm his dad, Mike." "Nice to meet you. I'm Frank." "Hi, I'm Carol's sister, Julia. I didn't know Carol had such a cute boyfriend." Her family seemed very nice. "Do you have any food you don't like?" "No, I can eat anything." "Oh, that's good. Carol is such a picky eater." "Hey, that's when I was a child." "Well, what did Carol hate?" "She hated broccoli and asparagus. I had to shred it and mix it in with meat." "I see." "Mom, stop it. You're embarrassing me." A friendly and happy family. That's what I always wanted. My parents divorced when I was in middle school. I live with my dad, and my sister lived with my mom. My sister and I didn't get along very well, so when I found out that we were going to be separated, I wasn't that sad. The reason why my dad and mom divorced was that both of them loved their work and didn't want to do housework for us at all. In the end, they decided to divorce, take in one child, and do the housework equally. Both my dad and mom had high incomes, so we didn't struggle financially. My dad was not indifferent, but he basically left me alone and let me be free. I really wanted to be independent. I thought the best way for that was to go to a top university and get a job at a good company, so I studied really hard. Then I was able to get a job at one of the most famous IT companies in the world, but I had never felt family love, so I adored Carol's warm family. "Think of all of us as your family." I guess Carol said this because she knew my family situation. I was regularly invited to her parents' house for dinner. Her sister, Julia, seems to think of me as a real brother and asked me about work. After graduating from university, Julia got a job at a terrible company. Long hours, no overtime pay, and too much work. So she quit and is now working part-time at an ice cream shop. But now she is working for a full-time job and asked me for advice. "Thank you, Frank. This is very helpful." "You're welcome, Julia. I like talking with you." "Frank, you're like a real big brother. I always wanted a big brother." "Oh, that's so sweet. My sister never thanked me for anything, and she wasn't as nice as you at all." "Oh, really? Then let's go to lots of places together." "Great, let's do that." Wow, I'm so happy. I have many cafes and restaurants I want to visit with you. Okay, then let's go there when we have a day off on the same day. Yay, I'm so excited. Julie was really cute, and I was glad that I got to know her. It was around this time that Carol proposed to me out of the blue. Frank, I want to get married. I want to build a warm family with you. Okay, let's do it. And we told Carol's family that we were getting married. Oh, you are finally getting married! It's about time. Now you're going to be my brother-in-law. Her family was so happy. We'll have to talk about the wedding and stuff. Carol looked so happy. That day, we had dinner there and left. Frank, are you getting married? Yes, I'm finally getting married. Congratulations! Thank you. I'll still be going to work, so let's work hard together. People at work congratulated me, and I realized I was finally getting married. On the next holiday, we were invited to Carol's parents' house again for dinner. We're having dinner there again? Yeah, we have something important to talk about. Something important? Carol said it happily, so I guess it would be something good. When we arrived at her parents' house, there's a stuffed turkey on the table. Are we celebrating something today? Carol's mom smiled and said, I'm so happy to think that Frank is going to be my son-in-law. She looked cute, and she said it shyly. We opened a cold beer and enjoyed the meal. It's nice to have something to celebrate. After some light chit-chat, Carol said, Oh, I forgot to tell you something important. I'm thinking about submitting the marriage forms. What? I already have them prepared. I was surprised. I knew we would submit them eventually, but why today of all days? Is today some sort of anniversary? No, it's not like that. Then, why are we going today? I just want to get it done as soon as possible. Why not after the wedding? The wedding is still a long way off. When we visited several restaurants, we found one that we really liked and decided to have our wedding there. However, it was a very popular restaurant, so our reservation is still a few months out. I think we should wait until after the wedding. No, I want to be married to you as soon as possible. We think it's a good idea to do it sooner, too. Frank, I agree with Carol. You should get married as soon as possible. But I thought we were going to find an apartment together first. Yeah, about that. I was thinking of moving into this house together. What? I was so surprised. Well, I thought we'd be living with just the two of us. I mean, it'll take time to find an apartment. We have to prepare for the wedding too. Then I think it would be better to live at my parents' house first, and take our time to look for an apartment to live in. Carol may have a point, but I'm worried to live with her family. I don't have a good impression of living together with my family. Carol's family members are all nice, but will they really be okay? We're already ready to welcome you into our family. We understand your family situation, so you don't have to worry about anything. I thought at this point I could live with them. Okay, thank you so much. Then let's go submit the forms. Julia said so, and Carol and her parents agreed. I said, okay, let's do it. And we all decided to go submit the forms at City Hall. Julia, who didn't drink alcohol, drove the car to get there. I must have had too many beers, and was a bit nervous that I had to go to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom before submitting the marriage registration form. When I came back from the bathroom, Carol's parents and Julia were talking happily. I checked the marriage registration form and submitted it to a clerk together with my fiancé, Carol. The clerk said, Well, let me check it for you, and took it. While waiting, Carol walked to her family in a good mood. With her, I thought I could build a happy family. Just when I was thinking that, I heard worrisome words in the conversation between Carol and her family. It took a long time. Once the marriage is official, he won't be able to escape from us easily. I finally got my servant. I won't have to work now either. Carol, you did really well. From now on, we can live luxuriously. Yes, I wanted expensive bags. I want golf clubs. I'll even make him do all the housework. I couldn't believe what I just heard. What are these people talking about? As I froze in surprise, the clerk was opening her eyes wide. Apparently, she heard that too. Maybe Carol and her family were so happy that they didn't realize that they were talking louder than they thought. The clerk looked at me and whispered, There's nothing wrong with the forms, but I'll give this back to you, and gently handed the marriage form back to me. I whispered, Thank you so much, and put it in my bag. After I put it in my bag, Carol came up to me. Has it been submitted with no problem? Yeah. Then let's go home. I followed Carol's family. They used to look like a warm, friendly family, but now they just look so scary. That day they drove me home. But the next day, Carol told me that we got married and we should live together at her parents' house now. I said, okay, and decided to move into her parents' house to find out if that conversation was true. Of course, I pretended that I ended the lease for my apartment and told Carol that I would deal with everything by myself, saying that I would sell and donate my things. And we started living together at her parents' house. The attitude of Carol's family changed. Frank, I will manage all the finances in this house, so put all your salary into this house. What? And Carol agreed with her. I'm sure my mom will take care of it well. She will give you money for lunch and other things, and she will manage household finances well. I see. That's right, so you have nothing to worry about. Oh, and one more important thing, do all the housework. What? Do you have a problem with that? I'm working, so it's a bit of a burden doing all the housework. Oh, are you such a coward who won't even try from the start? Excuse me? Shut your mouth and do all the chores. You're our son-in-law now. Carol's dad said this with the scariest look he had ever shown me, and even Julia said, Can you buy me some expensive bags, big bro? Then Carol said, Frank, you are now my husband and a member of the family, so do everything we tell you to. I realized that it's their real character. They had been trying to take advantage of me from the beginning. I don't want to. What? What did you say? I can't accept everything you just told me. I won't do all the housework. I won't give you my entire salary. When I said that, Carol and her family got really angry. Hey, Frank, what are you talking about? You're our son-in-law. Just do what we tell you to. Your value is only to enrich our lives. They raised their voices. I'm sorry, but I'm not your son-in-law. What? You had a conversation about using me at City Hall, right? After that conversation, I decided not to register our marriage. Their faces turned pale. No way! You really didn't submit the forms? Why don't you check with the City Hall? I already put the papers in the trash. I can't live with people who take advantage of me. Let's just break up, Carol. Carol fell down to her knees, and I left the house. Apparently, they had already made plans to go on an overseas trip with their family of 4, and had even booked a luxury hotel and first-class airline tickets, because they thought they would get all of my money. The day I broke up with Carol was already the day before the trip, so they had to pay a lot of cancellation fees. Carol asked me to pay the cancellation fee, but of course, I refused and immediately blocked her from contacting me. Now, they have around $50,000 in debt, and they are all cursing each other. They were only connected with money. Carol's family didn't have a very good relationship either. Frank, did you end up not getting married? Oh, Bella, have you heard about that already? Rumors really do spread fast, don't they? You can laugh if you want. I'm not laughing. I'm happy. What? Why? Because that means I have a chance. What? She looked embarrassed when she said that. A few months later, we started dating. I proposed to her recently. I'm so happy now. Carol and her family are a bit scary. They've been only nice to Frank from the beginning to take advantage of him. I'm glad he found out their true nature just before they got married. I was wondering about the rest of the story with Bella, but for now, I wish Frank a happy marriage this time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel if you'd like. See you in the next video.